This would have been, I had to wait to get these tables over here. And this is actually in the shade. Birds are, that happens to be a seagull. But the ospreys were just over here, and I was talking to one of the anglers to find out when these little snapper blues, they seem to be getting bigger, so the bigger ones are probably chowing down and moving in and out of these little estuary rivulet things, drainages, whatever the heck. So here's and he was telling me the same thing that I had already felt. He was just confirming my own suspicions. Things have slowed down. In New Jersey, the limit went from 15 bluefish to 3. Man, five times decrease. That kind of tells you what's happening with the game fish population over here. I could see them breaking surface every now and then, little pop here and there. So the smaller blues are in here. And by the way, for any of you guys that fluke fish, and I know, summer flounder, 66, it's fluke fishing. Get over it. And flounder look totally different. If you look at their faces, one has little tiny little mouth, and they like to eat worms and stuff like that, little shrimps and whatever the heck they can get their lips on. The other one, fluke, they can get quite large. I think the record around the East Coast is something 22 pounds. They call that a barn door. Don't count on seeing one of those anytime soon. I think that was set by, believe it or not, Captain Nappy. So, pretty cool. Wanted to thank you folks for the support. One guy says, oh, he goes, I'm watching your video. I'm sitting here with the fan running. More power to you, man. We got a breeze today. And if it wasn't for the breeze, I'm telling you, you could not breathe. I think you can see that. Let me see if I can do my Steven Spielberg thing. My thing here. Look at that. Little breeze here. Beautiful. Here in New Jersey. I'm glad that one of the videos appealed to you guys. I really am. This is what I'd most rather be doing. Only on the other side of this camera and doing some little fishing stuff. My heart is in freshwater fishing. Am I informed with the saltwater stuff? Yeah. I've got plenty of flood. As a matter of fact, a couple of my videos, those fishing rods they're nice. That last one, that wild carrot, is a bit of a disappointment on the fit and finish of that, particularly for the money. And as far as fishing rods go, that's not a heck of a lot of money. And you know, $200 for the rod. That's not the reel. That's just a rod. And two-piece rods are very, very hard to find in certain desirable actions because of the way the material is laid up. The carbon fiber glass is usually in a continuous strand. So when you're making two-piece rod blanks, they're not as strong as, relatively, okay, they're not as strong as a one-piece rod. One-piece rod has no breaks in it. It flexes from the tip to the butt. B-U-T-T. It flexes from the tip to the butt in various degrees, depending on whether you want ultralight, light. You know, you go to medium light, medium heavy, extra heavy, too extra heavy, and then you go to the different lengths of rod and the actions. The moderate, fast, slow. I tend to like stuff anywhere in that. I can throw anything. And I really miss. I could see those snappers popping up. Can't wait for the bigger ones to get in here. I'm a catch and release guy. with the current health climate that we're in, I may actually harvest one or two of these things. And usually if there's families that are fishing near me and I see they don't have something, no problem, man. Here, my tackle's pretty darn sweet. And you know, when other people aren't catching, I can be catching. And you know, sure, not a problem, not a problem. Just gives me more to live for, makes me feel good. More affirmation in my fishing thing. Fishing gave me a reason to go on. Not because I eat them. The technology is really here. The technology has really got me hooked. Pun intended. The technology has got me hooked. So if I come down here and I'm not catching anything and I'm listening to those baitcaster reels whir and buzz, man, I'm happy. Not as happy as I would be catching big fish, but I'm still happy. Again, thank you folks for the support. Thank you very much. And you know, it's hard for me to stay on track here. There's so many good YouTube channels out, and I'm saying, man, these guys are so good. You go to flashlight channels, there's some really crazy good flashlight channels. Flashaholic is one of them. You go to a First Amendment site, there's some crazy good First Amendment sites out there. Here in New Jersey, we have New Jersey Exposed. Out in California, you have Johnny 5-0. Up north in the Chicago, holy mackerel, in the Wild West of Chicago, the belly of the beast, you got Disorderly Product News. All very, very good sources for information. For sources of multiple types of information in New Jersey, check out New Jersey Exposed on YouTube. You can get very real information about the this pandemic. Hopefully I don't get blocked for just even saying that. That shows how YouTube has got everybody so afraid. New Jersey Exposed is intimately involved with this pandemic situation and making sure that our rights are intact. Johnny 5-0, making sure our rights are intact. Disorderly Product News, definitely making sure our rights are intact. Thank you so much again, folks. Short video. Listen, I want to do a video. I'm trying to get a friend of mine who's a nurse, the real McCoy. And I'm trying to get her maybe to do an interview. I wanted to talk. That TPH victim thing is very real. It's a very dark, it's a very tough subject. And I have a lot of information about that particular situation, the organization, the way they're run, the abuse, the absolute abuse that's in that. And I was trying to get this nurse to help me with an interview. She's got the questions. She also has her opinion on the state of the healthcare system, and it's pretty bad. The state of the mental health care system is worse than law enforcement, because say you get jammed up with the police, okay? You either make bail, you don't make bail. You go home, you're waiting for a court date, you carry on, you do whatever the heck you're doing. Hopefully you don't go back to doing something illegal, okay? And, you know, you get everything resolved in court. You get a court date, the judge says, yes, no, this is what you got to do. That's it. You either do it or you don't. Or, you know, you just might as well report to jail, go check in, stay there, be happy. Enjoy the horrible food, the lack of sleep, the violence. Enjoy all of that. So, you will, my point, you will have a day that you will eventually get out. Oh, you got 30 days in the slammer. All right. Sometime, somewhere near 30 days, plus or minus 30 days, you're going to be going out. You're going to be leaving. Mental health system? No way. No way. That's like the Roach Motel. You can get in, but you can't get out. And I heard people talking, oh, why the homeless? How mental health applies and relates to the homeless? Why do you think the homeless prefer to sleep under bridges and on heating grates? And I'll tell you why. If they go into the mental health system, they may never get out, ever. And the first thing that the mental health system does when you get in, your initiation is you go to this, I guess it's a magistrate, it's not actually a judge. It should be. And the first thing they tell you is your constitution, listen to this, your constitutional rights have been waived. From the time she says that, they put the stamp on that piece of paper and the stenographer's stenagas, whatever the heck they're doing, you no longer have constitutional rights. Think about that. Now you're in a lockdown facility. Now you're in a lockdown facility with no rights. What's that mean? You know what that means? It means you got no rights, that the staff can do anything they want to you. Anything. Chemical experimentation, you think that doesn't exist? You're wrong. It exists. The physical abuse is the emotional. Oh boy. It's still so hot. Dust and pollen in the air. The emotional abuse, the physical abuse is absolutely incredible. The noise levels are beyond intolerable. It's crazy. The smell, the sounds, the screaming, the screeching, the dysfunction from the staff. The state hires to fill quotas, whether they're going to say so or not. That's what they do. In order to staff these places, who the heck's going to want to work in a place like that? Where legitimately, there's people there that are developmentally disabled. I feel very, very bad for them. I advocated for them every second I had. I advocated for them. Then you have the non-competent to stand trial, criminals. Criminals mixed in with developmentally disabled. That means these criminals, the criminal mentality, they go prey on the developmentally disabled. And it is just flat out shocking. It's shocking. And the staff lets it go on. That's like their little Thunderdome. Oh, who's got money? And there's been cases like that brought up. That's already made it in court. And people have been prosecuted for that numerous times. The sexual abuse, the whole damn thing involved in that. Or you look at what the heck, Geraldo years ago did that report on Willowbrook. Greystone over in New Jersey, they just been, I don't know what the heck's going on with that, but they're involved in some suits for abuse. What the hell kind of person you gotta be to abuse developmentally disabled people? What the hell is your mindset? What the hell is that? Nazi Germany? Euthanization? And that's what it amounts to. Okay, so they say, well, you know, you could go do a voluntary, if you feel that you have the need, you can voluntarily check in. You know what that voluntarily check in means? You can voluntarily check in, allegedly with the option to voluntarily walk out. Unless one of those crazier than an outhouse rat psychiatrist, and listen, that's the way they make money. They prescribe all kinds of drugs. Ah, Jesus. Stupid asses.